So, how's your luck working with recruiters? I get so many emails every single day of recruiters that are totally missing the mark, right? For positions that I'm not qualified for, positions that I've never done in my life, positions that are hybrid and are 2,000 miles away. I don't get it. Even as someone who's been doing this for a long time, I still get a little bit overwhelmed by all the phone calls and emails. Also, right now in this really volatile tech market, there's a lot of people that want to scam you too. In this video, I'm going to clear up some confusion and give you some actionable tips that will help you find the right recruiter, avoid job scams, and ultimately find the right person that will help you find a job. I'm going to give you some tips on ways that I've handled recruiters over the years and what works for me. Okay. Recruiters will send you a text or an email, maybe even a phone call. They really want to get on the phone with you and talk about the opportunity that they have. Usually, the message that they send you is pretty vague, and they're like, "Hey, I've got this opportunity I think you'd be a great fit for." And they don't tell you what it is. So, my first question is always, "Hey, send me the job description." And if the job description actually matches with what I can do, I do have 4 questions that I will ask them either via email or text because I want to avoid getting on the phone with them because it wastes time. It also wastes my good jokes. So, 4 questions. Question number 1, do you own the job requisition? This helps avoid wasting time with recruiters who are just trying to either build their database or they're just trying to get their foot in the door with a company. If they don't own the requisition, that means they were not hired by the company to fill that position. So the red flag here to me is that this is just a potential time waster for both of us, for me and the recruiter. So if you don't own the job, then I really don't want to work with you. Personally, that's me personally. The second question I ask, what is the rate? I find that when you get on the phone with recruiters, the rate conversation comes at the very tail end of everything. They don't like to talk about it in the beginning. So you've gotten psyched about the job. You're like, yeah, I'm perfect for it. And they say, and it's $8 an hour. You're like, no. So I know my worth and I'm not going to budge too far. I will be slightly flexible on salary depending upon what the opportunity is, what the benefits are. Do I have stock options? Do I get bonuses? That kind of thing. But I'm not going to go to $8 an hour. So let's just get that up front. What is the rate? Question number 3 that's incredibly important to me. Is this position remote? This is absolutely one of my deal breakers. I was remote well before the pandemic, and I don't ever intend on going back into an office. So, to me, the red flag here would be that the company might not be very trusting of me as a senior level professional. They're also kind of old school, right? Kind of old fashioned. They don't really care about my productivity and well being if they want me to be in the office full time. Even hybrid positions, I'm not really down for because I'm seeing that hybrid positions start as hybrid and then they're like, okay, well, now you've been here for a couple months. We're going to need you to come in every day. So I actually don't go for positions that are local to my state. I only look for positions that are outside my state because I don't want to work in an office. And then that brings me to my question number 4, the last question. Is travel involved? I used to travel a lot in the beginning of my career. I just don't want to do it anymore. It's not something that works for me and my lifestyle anymore. I want to spend my time that I'm not working at home or doing things that I enjoy and not going to the airport, being in a hotel, trying to find something for dinner, all that other kind of stuff that you do when you travel. It's just not for me. So these are my 4 deal breakers. These are my facts. This is what I look for. Yours could be completely different. I know a lot of people that love to travel, that love to go see all these different places, that love to go work at different locations. It's just not something that's for me. So what I would suggest you do is to determine your own deal breaker questions. Now, don't get crazy. Don't have like 27, right? You just want a couple of deal breaker questions. This is just the things that you ask before getting on the phone with the recruiter, right? So you're just saying, okay, if it meets these 4 criteria for me, then let's talk about the position. If any of those is off, those are my deal breakers. So no, thank you. But thank you so much for thinking of me, and I appreciate you reaching out. This might not be the right time to ask this, but it's never the right time to ask this. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I post new content all the time, and if you subscribe, you'll be notified. Let's talk about working with multiple recruiters. Now, in my experience, there are some unsavory recruiters out there that want you to be exclusive to just them. They don't want you working with other recruiters, and we'll talk about why that is in just a minute. Now, I do want to clarify, if a recruiter sends your resume in for position A, then you should only work with that recruiter for position A. Don't feel like, oh, I'm going to go get a whole bunch of recruiters and have all these recruiters submit me to position A, because that's like corporate spam, right? They're going to be like, oh, they've already been submitted. Okay, no thanks. No thanks. It's kind of a turnoff, I guess, in the corporate world. So just work with one recruiter per one position, but you can have multiple recruiters. You can have recruiter Jessica, she submitted you to position C, and then recruiter Tim submitted you to position Q. So you're working with multiple recruiters and getting submitted for multiple positions. I would say that it's absolutely a good idea to work with multiple recruiters, because different recruiters might specialize in different industries. So it really does expand your network to a wider range of opportunities that you may not have found on your own. Also, you get increased exposure. The more recruiters that you work with, the more likely that you are to be presented with relevant job opportunities. So if you work with multiple recruiters, it's really hard to say recruiters over and over again, but if you work with multiple recruiters, make sure that you communicate openly and honestly. Tell the other recruiters that you're working with other recruiters. Also, have some kind of a spreadsheet, or keep track some kind of way that this recruiter submitted you for this position. So that way, if you have questions about this position, you know which recruiter to go to, and you're not calling all your recruiters going, hey, did you submit me for position Q? No? Okay, let me go find the other one. Click, right? So keep some kind of tracking going on. Once you find a recruiter that you like, and one that seems to care about your career trajectory and what you're looking for, you nurture the heck out of that relationship. Just love them and send them Christmas gifts, because they are hard to come by. I would also encourage you to know your worth. This is really important. Know what you are worth. Know what your pay is that you are looking for. Now, this doesn't only mean pay, but I want you to not hesitate to say no and walk away from an opportunity if it doesn't meet your needs. If you're feeling pressured to take a job and it's not the job that you want, know your worth. Walk away. Don't be afraid to tell a recruiter that you don't think that you're jiving, that you don't think that your relationship is the right fit. It's okay. Tons of recruiters out there, tons of job hunters out there. No one's going to take it personally. Always remember that it's the goal of the recruiter to sell you to that hiring manager. Now, if you're not vibing with your recruiter, or they're not vibing with you, they're not going to sell you properly for that job. Interesting side note that you should be aware of: their pay is based on you, not the other way around. Most recruiters are paid on a commission, which means that they basically earn a fee that's around 20 to 25% of your first year's salary. So when you get hired, this kind of works in their favor to get you the most money possible, right? So if you're getting hired for a job that's $100,000 a year, they're going to get 20 to 25% of that as their commission. But if they can get you in at 125,000 or more, then their commission increases. The more money you make, the more money they make. However, let's flip that around a little bit. If you don't land that job, or they don't have any other roles for you, they may encourage you to take a lowball offer just so that they can get some kind of commission, right? So again, know your worth and know what you're looking for. We've got to talk about some red flags here. We got to talk about scams that are going on, because it is unreal, the people that try to scam you for your information. Most job scams are fraudulent job offers that are designed to steal your personal information, your social security number, hey, you're hired, we need your social, right? Your birthday, that kind of stuff. They also get free labor, right? So they're trying to maybe redesign a logo, and they're going to pretend to hire you for a couple of weeks. And then when that first paycheck time comes around and you don't get a paycheck, you've been scammed. It happens a lot. So let's talk about some of the ways that you might be able to notice that something is a scam. So the first thing would be vague job descriptions. You've seen them. You get on LinkedIn or Indeed or wherever you're doing your job hunting, and it's just like 2 sentences. In that instance, they're probably just trying to farm your resume to either build up the database so that they can sell your information, or just to get more information about you. Also, unnecessary calls. The scammer will call you persistently. I have been like, I don't always answer actually, let's just be honest, I never answer my phone if I don't recognize the number. And some recruiters will call 2 and 3 times in a row to get me to answer their call. Also, they're going to try to call you over and over again. Are you going to take this job? Are you going to take this job? They're going to be very, very persistent with getting you to take a job that you're not interested in, even if you say no over and over again. So often they'll do things like, oh, you're going to lose this opportunity if you don't take the job today. Okay, then I'm going to lose the opportunity, because you should never be rushed or forced to make a decision on a job offer, ever. Getting unprofessional emails is a surefire red flag. You get those emails, like I said in the beginning, where the position is like thousands of miles away and it's a hybrid position, or it always seems to be an urgent position for a premium client. So, yeah, that's a red flag. Those are usually not valid job offers. And the emails, when you get them, they're normally misspelled, broken English, they're really over solicitous. They're completely off the mark. They don't even match with what your background is at all. Okay, this one is a big one. Unfamiliar software. I've been asked this so many times that I am doing an interview and they say, hey, well, we don't use Zoom, we don't use Teams, we don't use whatever. Install this software for your interview. Ooh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. It's a scam, and they're going to put something bad on your computer. Fake accounts and websites, you know, it is so easy right now to create a website and create an account on LinkedIn. So you have to do your due diligence and actually kind of do a little bit of research. You know, when I go to LinkedIn and they don't have a picture, like it's not a company picture, then I know that they probably just created their profile and it's not even a company that's on LinkedIn. So I kind of scoosh away from that. Also, you can actually get on and see when they created their account. And if they just created their account and they're posting a whole bunch of jobs, nah, red flag, red flag. This has happened to me more times than I care to admit, but they will ask for your social security number or birthday. And there have been times in the beginning of my career when I actually did give out that information. I needed a job. I wanted a job. They sent me a really long email with a very detailed job description. And they say something like, oh, we need your birthday because that is going to be your employee ID number in our system. Right. And I'm like, whoa, okie dokie, let me give you my birthday. So this was when I was younger and starting out. But when you're in a position where you're looking for a job and you're needing a job and they're asking you questions like this, sometimes you don't think. But just know that they're not going to ask you that kind of information until you're hired. And that's going to come from HR, right? It's going to come when you fill out all of your paperwork. They do not need your birthday to be your client identifier, ever. Another scam is getting these really lucrative job offers with very little information. Oh, I saw your resume and you are absolutely amazing. We need you here. We're going to pay you $650,000 a year, and all you have to do is work 3 seconds a day. Done. I made a little attachment that you can get in the description that also talks about job scams that we didn't discuss here. It's a really great comprehensive list. I hope this video empowers you to navigate the world of recruiting and recruiting scams. Remember, your job hunt is about you. Communication is key, prioritize your safety, and most importantly, trust your gut. If something doesn't feel right, then it's probably not right. Just let it go. That's all I have for you today, so thanks for hanging out. Lazy BA out.